Bubba. 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 Bonus round! So this week in the bonus round, we're talking about our good old buddy, cholesterol, LDL or HDL. What is it? How does it work? Why is it so bad and evil? So, let's talk about what it is to start. So, LDL stands for low density lipoprotein. HDL stands for high density lipoprotein. So what the heck is a lipoprotein in the first place? Well, lipo derives from lipid. That is to say, part of it is fat. And protein is protein. So cholesterol is basically just a mix of proteins and fat. So what's the difference between LDL and HDL? Well, LDL is what we consider the bad fat. Ew, gross. Well, the reason is when cholesterol builds up in your arteries, essentially, cholesterol is sticky stuff. And so when it's going through your blood vessels, it can stick to itself really well and clump in your arteries, and that's bad because essentially it's closing up that tube that those red blood cells are going through, and a heart attack essentially happens right when one of those you get these little bulges on the outside and it'll pop. And you get this clogging of your artery and your blood flow can't go through. That's no good at all. Well, yes, LDL is the thing that's kind of clumping up there. But here's the thing is it really doesn't happen unless you have a lot of cholesterol. And that's a huge problem for a lot of Americans. But not all cholesterol is bad. HDL has actually been shown to lower your risk of heart attack or cholesterol-related diseases. The main reason this high-density lipoprotein can actually in essence, lower your LDL. It can kind of combine those densities and lower that LDL, which is good. So if you hear cholesterol, don't immediately run screaming to the hills. It could be HDL, which is actually really good for you. Now let's talk specifically this week, we talked about eggs, right? Well, what about the cholesterol in eggs? A lot of people in the 90s, after kind of this cholesterol stuff came out, went, oh no, egg yolks have cholesterol, get it out of here. Blah. Well, pause and let's back up a second, okay? The amount of cholesterol that's in an egg is actually pretty low. Same with the fat that's in there. Most of the cholesterol that we get is from saturated fats, like butter or margarine. That's where our body will turn that into cholesterol, basically, or take the cholesterol out of that. The LDL that's in eggs is just a pitiful amount as far as really affecting your heart health in any way. And most of the fat in the egg yolk is unsaturated. And so that's no worries as far as cholesterol goes. Okay. So if you're still truly concerned, that cholesterol at all might have adverse effects on your health, especially LDL, right? We just talked about LDL bad, HDL good. You might want to hold off your eating of eggs to 2 or 3 a week as far as the yolks go, or just substitute or egg substitutes. But honestly, for most people, most studies have shown that consuming eggs, unless you're doing it in an extreme abundance, it really has no effect. So don't be afraid of the monster of cholesterol in your eggs, and don't be afraid of cholesterol as a whole. Make sure you're looking for yourself. Is this LDL? Is this HDL? And if it is it a lot? Is it something that is actually meaningful in comparison to the rest of your diet? So I hope this kind of helps clear at least a little some about cholesterol up for you. Now, onto your lab for this week. One of the beautiful things about proteins that we didn't talk, or eggs, sorry, that we didn't talk a lot about in the lecture part of this is that one of the beautiful things about some of the proteins in the egg yolk specifically is they're what's called amphipathic. What the heck does that mean? That means that they're actually like both water and fat. Just like we talked about the membranes on those fat globules last week in milk, they let this fat coexist with water. In egg yolks, these molecules have a very distinctive characteristic in that if we use them as what we call an emulsifier, they can actually let water and fats coexist really, really well. Okay, that's why eggs are commonly used as an emulsifier in say, mayonnaise or salad dressing. So, for your lab this week, you're going to make salad dressing. We're not going to put you through making mayonnaise. That's a nightmare. So here's the deal. There will be a recipe posted for a real simple Caesar salad dressing on the website. Your job is to make it two ways. You're going to make it one way with an egg yolk. You're going to make it one way without an egg yolk. Okay, and what we'd like you to do is mix it all up and then take pictures, do it in like a glass jar or something, and take pictures every 2 to 5 minutes or so, and look at the separation of it. How is that fat and water, or how are the fat and water phases separating with and without the egg yolk? All right, as always, if you have any questions, please send us an email, let us know. And always, thanks for watching. Bye.